So the most significant thing that we want to say to you, and we so want you to relax and know it, is that there are two ways for you to know what this relationship between who you're being right now, this red hot minute, with what you're thinking and feeling, what your point of attraction is, what your current grid is that you've got going on, and the you that's in your vortex. Two ways for you to understand that relationship. First, how you feel right now. Sometimes it's a little confusing. Esther's been listening to us for a long time. She sat on that bus in a state of confusion. She was feeling something. She didn't understand what she was feeling, and she was feeling a little bit guilty about feeling something that she didn't want to feel. And we say, are you guilty when your gas tank says empty? So guilty about that, I've put a happy face sticker over it. I don't want to read my indicators. Because what if my indicator is indicating something unwanted? Then doesn't that mean I'm inappropriate in some way? No, it means your indicator is working. It means there's something that you want that you're not a vibrational match to. So the first way is you feel it. The second way, we love you very much. It's going to manifest and it's going to be obvious. Don't you sort of like that? Don't you like it when something that you felt manifests? And you recognize, oh, that's what that was about. And then you are in the perfect position. To smooth out your vibration, what we call prepave for your future experience. So we would like to make a startling, maybe to some of you, certainly blunt statement. We think it would be a good idea if you would do your creating in advance. In other words, just plan for things as you want them to be, and then just live with what you've already planned. You're following? Yeah. Good. We're eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. Nothing is off limits, but there will be a wonderful, delicious unfolding here. You're going to be closer to us than you have been before. The hot seat is on the platform. It's really a wonderful thing. Stairs on either side, so make yourself comfortable as you are coming up. We would ask that you wait for us to pick you out of the audience before you come up. Sometimes you may think that we're pointing at you when we're actually pointing through you to the person behind you. And so we'll point in your vicinity, and as you think it's you, stand up. And if it isn't, we'll ask you to sit down. Pouting doesn't help. We're going to have a wonderful day. So how do you know when you are a vibrational match to what is wanted? You feel great. You have clear mind. You feel enthusiasm. How do you know when you're opposing it? You don't feel so good. When you feel anger, you're not a match. When you feel defensive, you're not a match. When you feel bored, you're not a match. When you feel exhilaration, really a good match. When you feel love or appreciation, really good match. When you feel interest in something, you're a really good match, you see. So how is it that your emotions are such clear indicators, such clear, always accurate indicators? Because your emotions, like all of your senses, indicate the vibrational relationship between who you really are and what you've been asking for, and what your habit of thought, well, that's not really fair, what your in this moment thought, which may not be your habit. You might have just stumbled on it just now. You might be testing out that habit of thought. You might have heard it, someone might have said it, you might be repeating it, but for the most part, you're not coming up with new resistant thoughts. You've been carrying them around for a while. And the reason that you don't give them up easily is because you've been carrying them around for a while, so they've been your point of attraction for a while, so law of attraction's been giving you evidence of them for a while, so you have proven the validity of them to yourself, so you believe that it is real and you believe that it is true, so you keep repeating it. Because after all, you want to be truthful. Not. You don't want to be truthful about things not wanted. Esther argued with us in the beginning about that quite a bit. But Abraham, it's true. It's true. I'm only speaking the facts. I'm only speaking what is true. And we say there are a lot of true things that resonate with what you want. Focus on those true things. Because anything you focus upon, and this is the big words of the day, Anything you focus upon, you will make your truth. Law of attraction will help you. Anything that you focus upon becomes your truth. So you just got to ask yourself, is this a truth I want to manifest? Is this a truth that I want to activate in my vibration? And the reason that we start there is because we want you to understand what the truth of your being really is. You were source energy before you came into this physical body, and the larger part of you still is that source energy being. And when you focus upon something that makes you feel fearful or angry or hateful, then you've activated within yourself something that is not active within the source within you. And that's why it feels so off. The feeling of hatred, or the feeling of meanness, or the feeling of defensiveness, or the feeling of fear, any of those negative emotions simply means, it's important, but it's simple. It simply means that what you're thinking about and how you're thinking about it is a differing opinion of how source within you is thinking about the same thing. Which leads us to a really important premise that most of you are not completely aware of, that we are completely aware of, that we would like you to be completely aware of. And that is the source within you, your inner being, that which man wants to call God, is focused with you in every moment and offering an opinion about what you are focused upon. So when you hate that guy and you feel awful in your hatred, it's because Source loves that guy. And we know you think Source is misguided. If Source really knew the details, let me give you more details, Source. I would like to tell you specifically why I feel justified in this. I am justified in this because I feel justified in this because I feel justified in this because it is something that I do not want. And I've come to believe that if I push hard enough against unwanted things, that in my pushing against unwanted things, I will obliterate them. And as I obliterate the unwanted things, in their absence, I will be left with something that I want. So we've been talking to you for a while, and it has been our desire to assist you in really understanding who you are, how you fit into the bigger picture of creation. So long before you came into this physical body, you were source energy, non-physically focused source energy. And even when your consciousness came into this body and you donned this personality and they gave you that name and they appreciated the beingness of that which you are, still the non-physical part of you remains non-physically focused, pure positive energy. Sometimes you call that soul. We call it your inner being, consciousness. It is source energy. It's the source energy part of you. So here you are in your body, out here on this leading edge time-space reality, mixing it up with each other, observing, contemplating, focusing, giving your attention to this and that. And as you do, you're sifting through variety, and in doing so, you're doing exactly what you knew you would do. You are coming to personal preferences because you have a personal perspective that matters. So as you are sifting, knowing what you don't want, knowing what you do want, you're coming to all kinds of conclusions even before you're able to speak with words, or even sometimes when you don't want to speak them in words. You are forming preferences, personal preferences, that are so important to the scheme, to the larger scheme, because as you are giving birth to these new desires are being held for you, really for all of us, in what we have been lovingly referring to as the vortex of creation. And the reason that we are giving you the analogy of this vortex, this swirling place where all thoughts that you are asking for, all things wanted, all the best of what you have lived so far is being held for you, is because we want you to begin to understand that you have potentially 2 points of attraction. There's the point of attraction of who you really are and all that you've become. And there's a point of attraction of who you are right now, this red hot minute, as you're focused upon whatever you're focused upon, past, present, or future. So you have the opportunity to have 2 opposing vibrational points of attraction, or 2 aligned, which would really be 1. So we are giving you the analogy of the vortex. We say, you know what you don't want, and when you know what you don't want, a rocket of desire emanates from you and is held in this vortex. It's this vibrational version of that which you have become. which is altogether not very satisfying to you because you're not really interested, most of you, in the vortex version, the not yet manifested version. We want you to be more excited about it because it's where we stand and we're happy about it. We want you to be more happy about this vortex version because everything that is manifesting in terms of your expansion or the evolution of all species is held in this vibrational place first. So we say held there, meaning focused upon by those like us who are aware of all that you have become, who are aware of the leading edge expanded version of you. Every negative emotion that you feel, no matter what you think the reason for it was or is because your attention to this subject is varying to some degree from the attention that the source within you is holding upon the same subject. So we'll talk more about that. If you've been listening to us for a while, and many of you have, you've heard us talking about the vortex. You know that the vortex is this vibrational creation. It's a vibrational creation that has not yet manifested, but most important, that you can feel if you focus in the direction of it. When something goes wrong, then you're more willing to listen to our story of alignment, of allowing, because you can allow the fullness of who you are or you can resist it. It's your choice. And the more you allow it, the better you feel. The more you resist it, the worse you feel. But you have the option of focusing. We acknowledge that it takes some practice, and that's what we do in these forums. We talk about it in ways that make it easier for you to then begin to apply it. But really what it comes right down to, it's all up to you, isn't it? It's all up to your willingness to focus, but more important, we think, more important, it is up to your desire to feel good. That's really what is at the basis of your guidance system. If you care about how you feel, then you're going to choose better and better feeling thoughts. And when you choose better and better feeling thoughts, you'll choose more often to be in the vortex. You'll choose more often to be in alignment with all that you are. And once you establish patterns of feeling good, that's when, and this is the new analogy that we're offering you these days, that's when you establish deliberately. Sometimes you do it indeliberately, but everything is better when you do it on purpose. You establish deliberately your point of attraction. In other words, you deliberately look for reasons to feel good. You awaken in the morning and maybe meditate for a few moments. That's a powerful way of coming into alignment with who you are. Because when you stop thought, you stop resistant thought. And when you stop resistant thought, your vibration raises. And when your vibration raises, you come into alignment with who you are. When you make lists of positive aspects, you come into alignment with who you are. When you focus upon things that you appreciate, you come into alignment with who you are. But sometimes something that's happening in your experience has your attention. And it's right that it does sometimes. So sometimes something has your attention that keeps you from being in alignment with who you really are. And so what we want to help you to understand is that no matter what you are giving your attention to, in giving your attention to it, you are establishing what we are calling a basis or a foundation or a point of attraction. We have enjoyed this interaction a lot. We told Esther as the day was beginning that it would be her favorite day ever. And when she listens back to this, she's going to discover why. Our favorite thing in a day like this is your willingness to come and play with us. Sitting here in the room, many of you are watching live around the world, but you are participating here with not only us, but with your own inner being. And it is satisfying to us that we are able to offer some general words about the laws of the universe as we know them to be. And that by your willingness to be here, your willingness to play with us, your willingness to focus, that we are able together collectively to let go of those corks of resistance and your vibration raises. And what that means, especially in a day like this, is that when we move into some new places where we are not commonly treading, when we are finding some new ways of looking at things that you are not accustomed to looking at from your point of view, that because you have been willing to listen and because your vibration has raised, you're in a new place of clarity where it is meaningful to you. And the reason that we like that so much is because that means you've spent some time. We've been together for about 3 hours. And during a significant part of those hours, you have been in a state of alignment.